What you're looking at is the African sky. It is a part of the African landscape. The trees, clouds, blue sky, the sounds of the birds, other animals that we hear and see every day. And because we are focused on survival or making a lot of money, which people think is survival, some people consider that survival. Gaining wealth and power, people consider that survival. Because we're focused on these things, many of us don't see or don't pay attention to the other events around us. You don't feel the wind. You don't look at a flower. Your mind is always focused on the distant. Some want to go to America. And some want to go to China. Some want to go to France and Italy and Spain. Your focus is on so many things that change in the blink of an eye. And because you didn't focus on the things that change in the blink of an eye, you got yourself caught up in it. You get yourself caught up in it. Long ago, I used to make economic videos about the events that happen in the world and how they are going to affect African people. And over time, I noticed that the people I was making the videos for seem not to care about the information. When I started out, I thought I was alone. And then I came into YouTube and saw other African men like myself talking about these things. And one of the groups that I ran into and found a home with was the Black Brain Trust. Not many videos about economic issues discussed on the Black Brain Trust now. We still focus on some of those issues occasionally. But it seems like black people don't want to hear about these things. It's like black people want to be entertained. No matter where you are, you want to be entertained. Just the other day, Joe Biden made a speech in America. about the state of that nation, the nation. In the minds of Africans and Africans everywhere, include America, it is the power on the planet. But I'm hearing people complain. I'm hearing the complaints. Joe Biden didn't talk about the issues that affect us as black people in America. He didn't. The police are murdering us day after day, and Biden didn't say anything. Our communities are falling apart. They're putting all kinds of poisonous chemicals, plants in our communities. Our communities are not maintained. But the police are there. We are spending more money than we feed in the court system than we are used to feed ourselves and our children. Africans on the continent of Africa think that America is the Garden of Eden, proverbial. So they want to get there at all costs. But there again, you're looking at as long as we can get out of Africa, our lives is going to be party. The other night I was watching some videos from Ukraine. And here are these Africans complaining because Poland would not let them across the border to what they consider to be a place of safety from the war going on in Ukraine. These same Africans went to Ukraine because they didn't pay attention to what's going on. Nobody is saving you, and you're crying. Who do you expect to save you? You left the place that you should be building to go build somebody else's country because you think you're going to make a few dollars. But if you had stayed here and built your house here in Africa, you would have made the same few dollars. The knowledge that you have that you're going to go and give to some other nations to help strengthen that nation, you didn't use here. There's something that you don't understand. It's Russia, China, America, NATO. You didn't learn the history. You don't want to know the history because you don't think it's important. But the fight you see going on here, it hasn't happened since 1945 because America didn't want NATO, the countries that are now involved in NATO, to be doing what they are doing right now. These countries used to fight wars that last. In history, there's one called 100-Year War. Wars that last 100 years. That's why NATO was formed. That's what the so-called Warsaw Pact nations were formed, to keep these people from killing each other. The only thing what they do best is kill each other. If you look back through history, every piece of equipment we have today was born out of making something for war. Every piece of equipment, even the computers, though computers had a basic, well, they weren't made for us. The beginning was that, but the modern computer came into being as a result of trying to make the nuclear weapon, how to formulate the nuclear weapon and build missiles. Africa and Africans seem not to grasp what is going on. The president of Senegal the other day, he is the leader of the African Union. And he says that he wants the Europeans in Africa to protect Africa. I'm wondering to myself, why is this guy not looking at what the Europeans are doing in Europe and not saying, why do we need these people here? But he's inviting them in. The same chaos, destruction that's going on there being brought into the continent of Africa to kill Africans. And an African is inviting that into Africa. It is like slavery. Africans bought Africans out of the bush, Central Africa, driving them from West Africa, from East Africa, all the way to West Africa, and put them on a boat, send them to America. Africans up and down the East African coast sent their brothers to Saudi Arabia into slavery. Why do we have people with this kind of mentality? Why do we allow it? And a lot of you are going to get upset with my video because I make videos about driving around Gambia, and you like to see this. It's entertaining. But we're inviting the destruction that we see going on in Europe today into Africa. How long will you think? How long do you think it will be before your brother or sister dies? When these people, the French are being kicked out of Africa. Countries are trying to say, look, the French are not doing anything here but killing our people. And these nations are being condemned and sanctioned. The people who want to hold on to this wicked mentality that the French and the British brought here. I mentioned the French and the British, but I don't even want to talk about the Belgians. How many Congolese? I mean, the Germans, Namibia. The Germans are still, I mean, this same Germans are here don't want to move now. And they were fighting to get the Russians out of East Germany. People in Africa want to hold on to this wicked this is about economics, people. We only see the killing, but it is about economics. All wars are about economics. The French in Africa were taking the lifeblood out of Africa while destroying the land and its people. The Germans are doing the same thing, the Dutch, the British, every European nation that is in Africa is taking the lifeblood of Africa while trying to destroy the land and its people. It's about economics. 5 years ago, I read English lord or duke says, you know what? You should get Africans out of Africa because the best caretakers of the land are Europeans, and we should take over. How many Africans bothered to read the article that said that? And if you did, what did you say about it? Did you go to your government and say, look, we don't want these people in here? Did you go to your government and say, look, we better start building for ourselves? Nope. Busy trying to get your passport, get to England. I've lived in Brixton. I've seen what happened. I've been called the names that you won't believe. In Italy, I've been called the names that you won't believe. In France, I've been called the names that you won't believe. In Belgium, I've been called worse names than that. I mean, talking about personally, I've been there. And in America, I've been called those names too. In Ukraine, they're taking the Ukrainian women, blonde hair, blue eyes. And I heard a reporter mention that, a British reporter. Hey, these blonde hair, blue eyed people, we have to save them. Huh? They're taking the blonde haired, blue eyed women with their children who are half African and leaving the African men behind. I don't like preaching. That's why I took down my videos about economics. When I noticed that people would rather, black people especially, would rather die than change. A lot of you are going to get upset with this video. I've already been told, if you don't like Africa, leave. But I came here because I thought, you know what? My family came out of Africa in chains. I'm the first to return as a, well, I'm not the first because some of my family came back to Sierra Leone, Gambia, when the British were repatriating us after they tried to end the slave trade, which that part was also economic. They were trying to hurt America by trying to keep slaves from going into America. But then America started breeding the slaves. But African history doesn't include that part. They bred more slaves in America than they brought into America. You guys understand this? It's about economics. You got to learn if you're going to improve the world of Africa. This landscape is beautiful. But without somebody to take care of it, somebody else will come along, and then it's going to be like Europe. War-torn landscape. Like I said, I'm ready for the comments. So hopefully what I said makes some sense. Hey, and I didn't make you unhappy. Information is never sad. Information is information. It's to make you think. It's to make you say, you know what? Hey, I can make some changes here. You know, if I'm hungry, maybe, shoot, I can go fish. You know, I can start fishing and I can catch enough for myself and sell some to somebody else. I can plant some trees. I can grow fruits and keep some for myself and sell some to somebody else. I can grow vegetables and keep some for myself. Now I can go to Europe, leave my land, go to Europe, plant tomatoes, grow tomatoes on somebody else's field and ship them back to Africa. While the tomatoes that I used to grow rot in the field. Yes, it happens in Africa. Africans are going to Italy to grow tomatoes, that come back to Africa and sold cheaper because they don't pay you the same as they would have to pay an Italian to grow those tomatoes. You're living in slavery thinking you're getting rich. Nevertheless, time to end my video. I am thinking about doing my economic videos again. My subscribers, I probably never get another subscriber because of my action, but sometimes you gotta hold the mirror up. And if I can get one person to think, say, you know, 10 years from now, somebody says, why did you start doing what you do? I said, man, I listened to this video. And what the guy said makes sense. So I started. I started making cars. I used to work on cars. Then I got the idea to make a car. And this is where African Motors came. This is where I built, see that factory across there? Adjacent to this factory, it's building rockets. Building solar cells. Anyway, I hope I didn't wreck your day. Wherever you are, enjoy your day. Peace.